everyone, how are you all doing? Are you afraid? Have you ever been afraid? Well, have a wee think of some things that you have been or still are afraid of. You know, I used to be afraid of the dark, but Joshua, the man in our lesson, had a very good reason to be afraid. Before Moses died, he had to choose someone to take over leading all of the Israelites. This was a huge decision, so very wisely, he talked to God about it. God said that Moses had to choose Joshua to be the leader of all the people. Could Joshua lead 2 million people? All those people would need food and water. They would need a place to stay, they would need a place to camp, and all the soldiers would have to be ready to fight because there were lots of enemies in the land God had promised. Was Joshua some kind of superhero? No, not at all. But God had chosen him for this very important job, and God would help Joshua just as he had helped Moses. God never asks anyone to do something without helping them to do it. In fact, God gave Joshua a very special promise, and that promise is for us too. It's in the Bible, and it's found in Joshua chapter 1 verse 9. And it says, "Have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous? Do not be terrified, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." So that's the one we're going to learn today, but it's quite long. So I've got a really good way to learn it. That was really good, but now I'm going to get you to try and sing it without the words. Sarah's going to do some actions, so join in. So now we know the memory verse really well. And if you're a Christian and have accepted Jesus into your heart, then you can be strong and courageous, like the verse says, because the Lord your God is with you wherever you go, whatever you do. Maybe when you're afraid, you don't have to be, because God is with you and you can be brave. If you haven't accepted Jesus into your heart, this promise isn't for you yet. But you can ask Jesus into your heart today and become a Christian, and this memory verse will apply to you too, and God will be with you everywhere you go. So now I've got a lovely craft to help you remember this verse every day. So all you need to start with is a piece of white paper, and then you can tea stain it to make it look old. Now, how you do that is you get a little bit of hot water, make sure you have an adult's help, and then put a tea bag in it, and then splodge it on the piece of white paper, and splodge it all over, so then it goes brown, and once you're done, you can leave it to dry. And once it's dry, it should look like this, so it looks really old. And then what you do is you get some nice brightly coloured pens and you write the memory verse on it. Now on my one I only wrote a little bit of the memory verse because it is quite long. But as you can see, it says, "Be strong and courageous." Joshua chapter 1 verse 9. And once you've done that, you can get some sticks from the garden and you can stick them on using PVA glue and tie on a ribbon. And then you've made this pretty little scroll that can hang anywhere in your house, and you can see it every day and be reminded of God's promise every day. See you soon.